Hello students, this is Veena, Assistant Professor in the Department of English, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today we are going to learn about the different ways of greeting people in formal and informal situations. It is very important to know and understand what is the difference between the greeting people in the formal and informal situations. Why is that we have to know about it? Why is that as human beings, where communication becomes very important role in our day-to-day life, we have to understand the importance of greeting each other. How relevant and how good we are at greeting others. That is, whether you're in a formal and professional platform, is that you're greeting them formally? And what are those ways and what are those things which you have to manage and understand before greeting others? And how is that you have to make that possible to greet each and everyone depending on the situation, time and place you are standing. So today we will try to understand the different kinds of situations where you can confront in your day-to-day life, and how is that you're going to recognize those situations, whether it is a formal or informal one, and how is that you're going to prepare yourself and greet people in both the formal and informal situations is the topic for today. Let us get started here. Now, before that, let us try to understand what is a greeting. Why do we need to wish someone? Is it really important? Can't we be ourselves? Yes, it is very important to follow these etiquettes of wishing someone or greeting someone. To build that good positive environment around you, it is very important for you to maintain good relationships with good communication. And the beginning of the communication will begin with the good wishes and good greetings with each other. That is, if you want to start anything, start any communication, it is very important to greet them on that platform depending on the situation, time, place and the occasion. How is that you're going to greet them? Whether is it formal or informal is different. But greeting or wishing, both these things we are learning from our childhood, and we also have to know the importance of them and what is the role these greetings or wishes are showing towards or portraying towards developing your effective communication. Now, let us try to define what is a greeting. A greeting is an expression of good wishes. That is, it is a gesture. It is an expression of good wishes. That is, very politely, we are wishing for something good. Good morning. That means we are making somebody's morning good and we want their morning to be fresh and good. So, giving some positive vibe to make them aware or to console them or soothe them with a good wish such that everything good happens around you or is your greeting. Now, there are different ways to say hello in English, isn't it? We have different ways. We have both formal ways and we have both informal ways. Just as there are different ways to say hello in your native language, isn't it? Even in our native language, we tend to greet our relatives in one way, friends in other way, our family members in another way. Depends on the situation, time, place we are with the people around us. Now, depending on whether you greet a friend, family or a business associate, it's common to use different greetings. So, depending if you're talking to a friend, you can just say hi. Yes, if you're greeting your colleague, you have to say, wish him good morning, isn't it? So, depending on the place, depending on the person, depending on the relationship of yours with the other person, your greeting is dependent. It seems very easy task And you all may be thinking like, why is that we are having specially a class on greeting? Because it is the first step for your effective communication. It is the first step for your etiquettes, to build your good etiquettes. How is that you're going to place yourself? How is that you're going to start your day in mingling up with others, in communicating with others? So, greeting must be done in a good and in a very wise manner. You must be able to understand and sort which kind of greeting where you have to place. Okay, whether it is a formal one or whether it is a informal one. Now, informal greetings are used when you meet friends. Yes, when we meet our friends, we generally don't stick to that specific greeting. Good morning. How is your day? All these sort of formal things we don't. We try to just wish them hi, hello, all those stuff. So, there is difference in the formal and informal greeting. Now, formal greetings are used with people you don't know very well. Isn't it? It's not only you don't know very well, but also when you are professionally placed in a workspace, with regard to your authorities, with regard to your supervisors, and with regard to any of the person who is an official to you, you are going to use a formal greeting. Though your colleague is your best friend, sometimes you have to wish him very formally because you both are sharing the common platform of workspace, and there your etiquette is to wish formally, behave formally, talk formally. So you have to develop that notion of understanding the difference between the both formal and the informal terms. If you are able to sort this out, of course your communication will become very, very nice and beautiful. Now, greetings also depend on whether you are saying hello or goodbye. Now, there is difference in the mood of expression while you are wishing someone. It depends on your mood. It depends on the situation. It depends on the place where you are wishing the person. So, the criteria is different from one wish to the other. It is not always good morning, good afternoon or good evening. It may be differing from time to time. If it is early in the morning, you wish good morning. But if it is at 11 o'clock or just before your lunch, you can just say hello, hi, because you will neither be able to wish them as a good morning because it is 8:30, isn't it? So, understand that thing which you have to develop within yourself. Do smart work. Think smartly such that your communication will become effective according to that situation and time. You must be able to sort out. You must be having that awareness around you. What are the things? What is it happening? And what is that it is relevant here to make this situation move further and create that context of communication. Now, what is informal greeting? You should use a greeting that is appropriate to the relationship. Remember this. You must be using the greeting which is appropriate to the relationship you have with that person when greeting another person in English. So, you must have first the awareness over the relationship with the person whom you are talking. If they are very close, you can go with the informal greeting. If they are your friends, your family members, your relatives, you can use this informal greetings. Informal greetings are with family members, friends, classmates, and other people who are well known to you and are closely associated with, isn't it? Yes. Those whom we know much, those whom we are very closer, we use this informal greetings. Now, what are formal greetings? What is this formal greeting? Why is that we have to be very careful enough to wish our subordinates or our authorities or our superiors formally? Why? No. In English, formal greetings are used to show respect and politeness. Now, here is the answer for your why. Here, formal greetings are placed to project that respect and politeness towards others. Whom you don't really know, you cannot just go and talk informally. You must be able to replicate that politeness and as well as that respect towards them in your meetings. So, understand that we are using formal greetings in such a way because we want to project our politeness or our respect towards them, isn't it? Now, formal greetings with family members, friends, classmates and other people are not necessary. You don't need to be formal with your family members, with your friends. It's not at all necessary. Now, English greeting expressions. Now, we are having some English greetings expressions which are both formal and informal, which you all have to understand and try to use them. Try to practice them from your college days. This is the right time. You have to understand the right etiquettes, right manners, develop that good attitude and politeness towards others. The way you communicate will reflect your personality. People will start liking you, understanding your attitude and your personality, how you talk to them. It's not always the physical appearance. It's the way you communicate with others will make you in a unique position. Here, there are many ways of greetings people, both formal and informal. The speaker's task is to choose the appropriate one for the situation. Now, it is also useful to know lots of different ones so as to not to repeat yourself when you meet a number of people. So, you must be knowing some greeting expressions because all the time you cannot use the same word, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, isn't it? So, you must be able to have you must be able to include or use some expressions which will denote these greetings. So, you must be very, very ready and also you must understand and add certain greetings expressions of greetings to your vocabulary such that they'll be helpful to you in the ways of your communication. As with any other aspect, you need to be careful about using informal expressions. You must be very, very careful with these informal expressions. You cannot use them anywhere, anytime, especially when it comes to your workspaces and the spaces where everyone is in a formal mood. So, try to understand and have control over your informal expressions. Try to inculcate the habit of developing that formal habit such that no one will get offended and they will try to talk to you and communicate with you wholeheartedly. Now, with people who you do not know well or whose rank or status is higher than yours, especially when somebody's status or rank or position is higher than you, don't ever try to talk to them with informal note. Until unless you know him, until unless he is your friend, you will not use these informal greetings. Now, greetings. What could be your greetings? There is a differentiation. Let's have a look upon it. Formal and informal. Formal, hello, how are you? When it comes to informal, what's up? Isn't it? This is the trending wish greeting you use towards your friends. Now, good morning. How do you? Then, good afternoon. Hey, good night or good evening. How is it going? So, there is this difference of wishing. Now, what are the general greetings which are formal? We use in our day-to-day life. You all know it. Hello. How are you? How are you doing? How is everything? How is everything going? How have you been keeping? I trust that everything is well. It's not that you all don't know about these greetings or expressions in English language. Since your childhood, you're listening to them in the way of communication, listening to others, or you yourself are using them. Have you ever thought that how relevantly I'm using this expression? Is it that I'm using formal expression of wishing or informal expression of wishing? How is it I'm wishing my teacher? Is that relevant? Am I using the informal greeting or the formal? Be careful. Try to practice. Try to correct yourself if you are making mistakes anywhere. Okay. Not only these, there are many more greetings which will help you in making yourself using them in the way of your communication such that it creates an impression over the person whom you are communicating with. Now, informal general greetings. Hi, what's up? Good to see you. How are things? How is it going? How's life been treating you? Isn't it? Don't we ask all these questions to your friends? Yes, of course, because they are very, very close to us. They are very, very closely associated with us. That is the reason we want to know about them. We ask all these questions. But when it comes to formal, we just restrict ourselves asking them the superficial elements which are just necessary for you to know. That's it. How are you? That's it. We are not going to how is the life treating you? What are you doing? How are you spending your leisure time? Do we do this? No. When it comes to formal, we will restrict ourselves and will ask only the points which are really meant to ask the other person, as he will not get offended. But when it comes to informal greetings, you can talk in the way you like, depending on how closeness and how intensively you are associated with the other person. Now, conversation starters. We will talk about some conversation starters with examples. When are you? Or when have you been most afraid? See, these are some of the conversation starters. When there are two people in a room, if there is complete silence, how is that you can start up your conversation? If it is an informal situation, how is that you're about to start? And if it is formal situation, how is that you're going to start your conversation? Now let us see some of the starters. When are you? Or when have you been most afraid? Next, what has been the happiest day of your life? If you could change one thing in the world, what would you change? If you could change one thing about yourself, what would you change? What is the one thing you couldn't live without? What is your favorite movie of all time? What cartoon character would you most like to be and why? What is the worst thing about being years old? What is the best thing being years old? Describe your perfect day. What job would you like to have when you grow up? Who is your best friend and why are they your best friends? So now understand, these starters could be anything. These are only some examples to break that ice between two people in the way of conversation. How is that you are making yourself, or how is that you are making or pushing yourself to take the initiative to break the ice of the conversation and start up your conversation with a greeting or an ice-breaking question like this? So, you must be preparing very, very nicely about all these things, because once you are placed in a professional platform, when you are in the workspace, there are some new joinees who will come sit with you and they could not converse with you as you are new to them. You must be able to break that ice of conversation and bring them into the conversation with you all. Then how is that you're going to cleverly plan this? So, you must be equipped with that smartness of building up the conversation with good greetings and the conversation starters. So, try to practice them, use them such that everyone will start liking you. You will be seen unique among others. If both the people are sitting quietly in the room without having any conversation, it will look like a disaster. So, have that conversation starters to break the ice of silence when it comes to the conversation in the workspace. But see that according to the situation, how formal you can be or how you can take a little ease to be informal in breaking that ice. So, remember all these aspects. It's not that you all don't know anything about greeting. Since our childhood, we are wishing our parents, we are wishing our teachers, we are wishing our friends. Most of you all know everything what is there here. But how authentically, how relevantly we are using all these conversation builders, how good we are at greeting each other, and how is that we are breaking that ice-breaking sessions of conversation. You must have all this smartness in building the conversation, especially to develop your communication effectively. Then all your work will be done in a very successful and in a very happy mode. Now, greeting a person you haven't seen for a long time. Now, how could you greet a person whom you have not seen for a long time? You may know him, but it's been years now. You haven't met him. Now, how is that you're going to greet him? Now, it has been a long time. Can we use this sentence? Of course. It's been too long to meet you. Yes? What have you been up to all these years? It's always a pleasure to see you. How long has it been? I'm so happy to see you. See here. Such beautiful, simple sentences to build up your conversation. How nicely you're trying to equip or start that conversation with the other. How is that you're going to make your communication with that person whom you have met after so many years a successful conversation? So, you must be able to understand all these things. Try to practice, use them. Make it a habit of using all these kind of expressions in your conversation such that when it is needed, it will not become difficult to you to communicate with any person, whether he is a formal or informal. It will be easy for you to converse with that person. Next, greeting a person you haven't seen for a long time. Informal. We have seen formal, isn't it? Here it is formal. Now we will look into the informal. How come I never see you? It's been such a long time. Long time? No see? Where have you been hiding? It's been ages since we met last time. Isn't it? This could be your informal way of conversation when you are meeting a friend after a long time. Next, formal and informal greetings. Let us have a note over what could come under, what are the phrases or the words which are covered under formal and which are under informal. Now, formal greetings, as you all know, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, how do you do, how are you? Informal, hello, hi, how are you doing, how have you been, how are things going? Next, formal responses to this could be, again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, very well, thank you. This could be your formal response to the greeting. Then, informal, hello or hi. Then, fine, thanks, and you, great, thanks. Then, formal closings. It has been a pleasure. Goodbye. Thank you for your time. Goodbye. Then informal, I have to go now. Why? That is, you're directly telling your feeling. But when it comes to formal, you have to end up with a good concluding note, isn't it? Now here, I'll see you later around. Bye. Have a nice day. So, this is the difference between your formal and informal greetings. Now, informal greetings. How is that we are going to use them? And how authentically, at what situation you are going to converse in what way. Let's start by looking at an example of a conversation between two friends that meet in street. Since they are already friends, their conversation is informal. Here we are going to look into the example of meeting of two friends who know each other before. Now how the conversation would be? Hello, hi, how are you? Great, thank you. Thanks, and you? Fine, thanks. Now, instead of hello, we can also use hi or hey. Usually, when someone asks you how we are, we answer fine, thanks. Thanks is a more informal way of saying thank you, isn't it? If you are using the full word thank you, that could reflect in a formal way. But if you are using just thanks, it can take it as a informal way. Next, formal greetings. Okay, let's see another conversational example. This time, the people do not know each other and are meeting for the first time. Now, how will their conversation would be? How do you do? My name is John. Pleased to meet you. My name is Lindsay. Here you see, here in the before conversation, they just met, they just say hello, how are you and thank you and all. But here, formally they are introducing with their name because they don't know each other and they are greeting each other. The sentence how do you so? Do is a set phrase. This means you do not have to explain how really are. You can simply answer with the same expression or with pleased to meet you. We can say the same thing or we can use the statement pleased to meet you. Here. Now let us try to understand what are these greetings, why and what is the role is played by them in the way of making our communication more effective and better. Greetings are salutations people say to others when meeting them. As a professional, it's important to you to know the right greeting at different occasions. Here, this is the most simplest topic which you are trying to understand. But you understand how important it is to know about the people and greet them in different situations. As we have got addicted to the social media language and the WhatsApp language, sometimes we make error in greeting the people formally. Though we don't, greeting the people informally, though we don't know them. Isn't it? So we should not make such mistakes. There are several greetings for speech and writing, and knowing when, how to use them effectively can help you start conversations effortlessly and build relationships with others. Not only orally, writing. While writing also, you will be using greetings. That will be differing. In your formal letters, you will be addressing with different greetings. In your informal letters, you will be addressing with different greetings. Why? Because there must be formality maintained and you must show the expression of politeness and also respect towards the people whom you do not know. It doesn't mean that you are not respecting the person who is your friend. It is, but you have that close association with the friend where you don't need to be very formal with that person. Then let us discuss examples of greetings for professional and informal situations. Now, formal greetings for speech. When you are in a professional or work environment, what is that? How is that you're going to do? It's often required to maintain a formal tone. Always have practice over using formal tone. Don't use informal tone or informal gestures when you are in the workspace. Formal greetings are the preferred method of salutation for interviews, business meetings, and discussions with senior management and other high-ranking officials. You can also use them when discussing with vendors and suppliers, elderly people, strangers, and new colleagues. So, whomever you are not closely associated with. When you are in the market to buy some goods or any necessities of your things, you must be able to talk formally with them. Over here in the marketplace where people talk so informally to the vendor, isn't it? It's very, very wrong. Talk to them formally. You don't know them, right? You're trying to buy or purchase something from them. So, talk formally and respect them. Respect their word. Okay? Now, examples of formal greetings include, as you all know, good morning, good afternoon, and whatever. How do you do? Pleased to meet you, or nice to meet you. How have you been? All these things. Next, informal greetings. Informal greetings are ideal for situations where the atmosphere is cordial. What is the meaning of the word cordial? Those who are very close to us, and the atmosphere is very soothing and pleasant, and we know the people around us. Okay? You can use it when you are having a casual meeting with colleagues, such as during a coffee breaks. Even in the workspace, during breaks, you can talk informally. That's not a big deal. But when you are specially attending some meeting, talking in the workspace, and also talking while GDs are teamwork associations, anything, it should be formal. Now, here are some examples. As you all know, hello, hi, hey, how are you doing? Good to see you. It's been a while. All these things, all these expressions come under the informal greeting. Now, here, formal and informal. How is that? Let us see the difference. Hello, Mary. Hi. Instead of hello, we are replacing it here. Hi. Again, hello, if it can be more informally called as hey. Next, how are you can change to WhatsApp. Good morning can change to howdy. Good afternoon can change to how we are. Good evening, what's new? What are you doing? And can to what's new? It's nice to meet you. What's going on? How is it going? How are you doing? Good. All these are the formal greetings. All these are the informal. And I very well know that many of you are all very, very good with your informal greetings. Because we have been trained. Because the Android which we are using every day, the smartphones, it demands the informal language in the WhatsApp groups. Isn't it? But try to make use of formal gestures, formal greetings, formal expressions as you are going to step into that professional world, and that too in the global market, on the international platform. You must be able to carry yourself formally. You cannot make any informal gestures or talk in any informal way with the people or subordinates or colleagues who are in the workspace. You must follow those etiquettes. You must be able to understand and try to mold yourself according to that situation, space and time, and learn proper greetings and etiquettes which will match the situation of your workspace. Here, I would just like to conclude saying that try to understand the relevance and the importance of formal and informal greetings. Try to use them authentically and accurately, depends on the situation, time and place, and make your communication more effective and qualitative. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.